What's up, y'all? It's TTC, aka the Thunder Conductor, and we are back for another banging Twitch stream and YouTube video. Like I say always, if you're on Twitch, make sure you're following and subscribed and doing all the great things, but also make sure you have that notification bell on. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you're, subscribe, ring the bell, like the video, and most importantly, comment down below. If you aren't already knowing that we do these great things every week, just keep supporting us. But I got one question for y'all. Comment down below whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. I want y'all to let me know, which decks do you want to see deck techs for? We got a really spicy deck tech today, but what is your favorite deck and what do you want to see reviewed on the channel? With that being said, we have a really dope video coming up today, and I want to introduce somebody really amazing. We got the kid Martian. If you could come in.
Hello.
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
Doing pretty good.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into cEDH, how you got into ALAUNDO, and just everything, brother. Talk to us.
I have been playing cEDH for just over 2 years now. Just barely over 2 years. Came in from casual, the normal kind of thing.
Right.
I was always the spike of the group, so it was kind of just a natural progression into cEDH for me. So
yeah, 100%.
Didn't really have to go too far from the path.
I feel you there, brother. He was a spike of the group. Everybody told him, hey, your decks are a little too powerful. Can you just simmer down? And he's like, no, y'all, I want to play powerful cards. And that eventually led you to ALAUNDO. So, how did you get into ALAUNDO per se?
I'm a Simic player. Let me get that clear. I love me some Simic, just nonsense value pile. The first casual deck I had ever built was the OG Momir Vig. The 5-mana 2/2 that whenever you cast a green creature, you put a creature on top of your library, and if it's blue, you put it in your hand. That was
I know exactly.
That was the first one I ever built, and since then, of course, this was back in the days when Prophet of Krufix was still legal, and that card was bonkers.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, Prophet.
I
didn't get to play with that one, but I heard it's busted.
Deck, you have no idea. That card.
No, that's the everything's flash
speed. That card
speed
did it for me every game.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, Prophet of Krufix.
Untap your lands. Creatures have flash.
That's busted.
Yeah, it was
100%. Oh yeah, untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. Oh yeah, and then you may cast creature cards as though they have flash. I don't know what they were thinking about this, but
talk about Seedborn Muse, but even better. Oh my goodness, this card.
Imagine if Kinnan had this. Imagine if Kinnan had this today. Just imagine.
ALAUNDO had this card. Oh, come on, think bigger.
That's another question I've always had for you. Right now we have the boogeyman of the format being Kinnan, being this crazy behemoth of oh my gosh, y'all, it's Kinnan's at the table, y'all. Batten down, turn one interaction. You know what I'm saying? Kill both the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So why would you choose, and why would you suggest that our audience choose ALAUNDO over Kinnan?
The combos that this deck lets you pull off are so much better layered. It's difficult to describe because it's so synergistic. All of the synergies are so tightly woven. The individual card quality is lower than your average cEDH deck, but everything meshes together so well that, and it just feels so good.
I feel that. Okay. Well, we're going to dive right in. But before we dive in, you know what I got to say. If you love what we're doing on Twitch and on YouTube, make sure you support the channel in all the many ways you have. First of all, we have our ThunderConductor Community Patreon, where you can get deeper access to our Discord. Come on and join the Discord either way. But if you want deeper access to the Discord and other features that come with our ThunderConductor Community, join us on Patreon. That's an amazing way to support. Not to mention, we have our ThunderConductor proxies. Our premium paperback proxies allowed me to provide amazing access to this amazing format we call cEDH. We got all of these beautiful examples right here. And lastly, if you say TTC, I don't care nothing about no proxies. I don't care nothing about any of this ThunderConductor Community. I just want to say one time for the one time, I love what you do and I want to keep supporting. Go ahead and just drop me a donation and buy me a coffin. But with that said, brother, let's get straight into this Alaundo deck tech, dog. Talk to me. Alaundo the Seer.
So, Alaundo is a really, really wordy way of giving a card suspend, but not actually giving a card suspend.
wait, break that down, brother. Break that down.
So, if you notice anywhere in the text of Alaundo, it doesn't actually say the word suspend. So they never tick down on your upkeep. That is key difference number one. They don't tick down on your upkeep.
Okay.
Key difference number two is actual suspend gives the creature haste, just period.
Oh,
so
right.
Alaundo only gives haste until end of turn, very specifically. So the timing on it is different. You still get to cast the spells at instant speed on anybody's turn. So that doesn't change. You still, you're still casting all your creatures, all your enchantments on other people's turns. That's one of the great things about this deck is through and through, it's a mid-range deck that you just get to untap, draw your card, pass the turn, because all your stuff you can do at instant speed whenever you want, because you're just drawing a card, casting stuff of Alaundo every time you're tapping.
Yeah, that makes 100% sense. And I love that you brought that up, because the biggest thing it says, like, if you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste till to end the turn. That means if you were to cast any, like a Birds of Paradise during someone else's turn for free, if I remember correctly, you cast a Birds of Paradise, it's not like I gotta wait to untap. No, immediately you can just begin to get the value and the advantage and just pile on advantages in the middle of the turn, which is actually ridiculous, dude. Man,
winning at instant speed with this deck is not hard. I literally played a game earlier today where I presented a win at instant speed on somebody else's turn. I got interacted with. I tried to win over top of the interaction. They interacted again. I tried to win over top of that interaction, and I got stumped again.
It was just like win after win after win, dude. Okay, all right. But with that said, before we fully get it, because I want to hear about these win cons at this point, but let's read Alaundo really quick. It says Alaundo is 2 and Simic to cast. It is a 3/5. That's a pretty big booty on a creature now, but it has the ability tap, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand and put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. It gains when the last time counter is removed from this card. If it is exiled, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until the end of turn, then remove a time counter from each other card you own in exile. So this is like super suspend then. Like, sheesh. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It has all the words of suspend, but it's not suspend.
Right. I hear you. Okay. Well then, let's dive in straight into win cons. You're saying you put in multiple win cons on the stack back to back. This is our notepad cards version, of course, like we already said, but talk to me, like, what are these win cons we looking for?
We have 5 to 6, depending on how you wanna blur the lines.
Okay.
The most common one, I guess, is Isochron Scepter deck. This is an Isochron Scepter deck through and through. Every time you untap Alaundo, you draw on a card, you're casting every spell in your library.
Got you. And if you all aren't familiar, we have Isochron Scepter with Dramatic Reversal, allowing him to untap, tap all his permanents, pretty much at this point, draw in his library, make nigh infinite, make infinite mana and just completely take everything over. Keep going, brother.
I bet you were looking through sorry, I'm following along on Twitch at the same time.
No, you're good, 100%. Yeah. Right now, I'm just like,
I have it as a combo piece, not a win condition. That's what you're looking for.
No, it's completely fine. No, you good, brother. I'm gonna just scroll to it on natural. Just keep on talking. Go ahead, brother.
Isochron Scepter deck through and through, but because we're in Simic, we actually get 3 different versions of Dramatic Reversal, the bottom to the piece. We have Dramatic Reversal, Vitalize, and Benefactor's Draft. All 3 of which, because we're playing untappers, allow us to actually go infinite with more than just Dramatic Reversal.
Now, Revitalize, what is this card? I'm not familiar with this one.
Vitalize is just 1 green instant, untap all your creatures.
Wow. Vitalize. Yeah. This is a new card for me. I'm not gonna lie. Vitalize, untap all creatures you control. Oh, because at this point you're running so many dorks, and plus your commander, you don't care if you're not untapping your non-land permanents because your creatures are getting the job done as well. Understood.
Yes. We have multiple creatures that just say untap another target permanent, which includes Isochron Scepter. So as long as we're untapping Isochron Scepter with a creature, and we have 2 other mana sources besides that untapper. Vitalize and Benefactor's Draft both work as bottoms to the combo.
Understood. So then, okay, that makes sense. And so you have things to untap our other permanents, like the Curious Follower, and that which can untap the Isochron Scepter if you don't have Dramatic Reversal on taps. Very good. Keep going, brother. So we got infinite mana, infinite draw if your commander's on board, allowing you to pretty much draw your deck and cast all your spells in your deck. Keep going.
Obviously all 3 of those cards also just like great to throw off for value. Just like untaps your Alaundo, untaps your Curious Follower, activate 2 more times, just like a ritual. It's literally just a 1 mana ritual.
Right.
I'm so unafraid to just fire these spells off because I'm not confined as Isochron Scepter being one of the only win conditions.
I love that. And that's where the good cards of the deck is coming in. That makes sense. Okay. So we got Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, Isochron Vitalize. Okay. Talk to me. What's some more win conditions in this deck?
We have Illusionist Bracers. Illusionist Bracers is a 2 mana equipment.
Okay.
Whenever equipped ability is activated, if it isn't a mana ability, you copy the ability. So Illusionist Bracers equipped to Alaundo just for value is just 2 activations of Alaundo. But
got you.
If you have a Pheto Alchemist or Seeker of Skybreak, both of those creatures have the ability to untap themselves. So you equip it to the Illusionist Bracers, activate a Pheto Alchemist, for example, have the first copy, the copied trigger, untap Alaundo, and the second one allows you to untap the Pheto Alchemist again. So that's just a clean 2 cards.
Oh, I see. So it's a 2-card win con. 2-card win con. Yeah, as you said, that's perfect. Okay, that's really good. And of course, I'm going to ask: are you ever using this morph ability?
The morph? No, we're never using it.
I saw it. And we have a Pheto Alchemist, and what's our other one?
Seeker of Skybreak.
Okay. And I'm seeing these are OG cards. That's really crazy. No cap.
They are old. Wizards has not printed a 2 mana creature that can untap itself in a very long time.
Oh my gosh, I love that, dude. Okay, keep going, brother. Keep going.
This also works if you have 2 of your other untappers. So Curious Follower, Vizier of Tumbling Sands, Irith of the Healing House, or 1,000-Year Elixir can also work depending on the board state. If you have 2 of those out, you equip to either one, tap Alaundo, tap the other one to untap Alaundo, and you activate the third one and untap both of them, and then you can keep chaining those together that way. The number of untappers in the deck has varied from time to time. It's gone up and down. Right now, I'm playing fewer than I normally would.
Gotcha.
The next best one is a card called Kelpie Guide, which is just another copy of Vizier of Tumbling Sands. Like it just does the same thing, but I just didn't feel like I needed another one.
Got you.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel that.
Illusionist Bracers, great for value, great for combo.
Okay, so we got ISO Rev and ISO Vitalize, new one, and then we have Illusionist Bracers. Say what you want to say about it. Obviously, it performs. Now keep talking to you. You said we got about 5. Keep going, brother.
We have Freed from the Real and Penance Aura.
Freed from the Real. Okay, we have, that is an enchantment aura. Oh, okay. You can't go wrong with that. Tap a blue. Tap target creature or untap enchanted creature at this point. And you said Penman's Aura.
Yes.
Which is the same thing. I'm pretty sure Kinnan, the old Kinnan list used to run this before Basalt Monolith and a filter became normal. But this allows you to, at this point, if you have infinite mana, to sync it into infinite Alaundo activations, if I'm hearing this right?
As long as you have any permanent that taps for at least 2 blue, of which we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's currently 4 ways in the deck to have a permanent tap for at least two blue mana.
Okay.
As long as you can untap for 2 blue mana, you go infinite.
Okay. And I'm not seeing a Kinnan. So talk to us about these 2 mana tappers. I'm seeing Sanctum Weaver. I'm seeing what are our other 2 mana tappers?
We have Utopia Sprawl onto a
got you, got you,
tropical
got you.
island or breeding pool,
Mm-hmm.
or in this case, yeah. Um, either of that also works. We're untapping any permanent, so that includes lands.
Got you, got
Um,
you, got you.
man,
Very smart, very smart.
mhm.
Got you.
It's also just a good card. It's just a good ramp card. We're in Simic. We need to like the ramp.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
the most recent addition is actually, I'm gonna butcher this name every time I try and cast this spell. The Great Door. Mats Zalanintli.
What's it?
It's one of the
It's
Great
from
Door.
the new set, Ixalan.
Mhm. It is the new Ixalan set.
Okay. Oh, this is
Um,
fun. So now the
mhm.
audience gets to see us butcher this. Okay. Matzala Lantili.
Mats
Mazalan
Zalanintli.
Tilly. If you know how
I'm
to
gonna
pronounce
I'm gonna
this,
call it close.
the Great Door. We're gonna call it the Great Door.
The
TGD.
Great Door. I like it.
All right,
Um,
but I see. So, and how do we use this? How do we use the Great Door to go infinite?
the backside allows it to tap for any one mana of any one color, where
Wow.
X is the number of permanence cards in your graveyard.
Mm.
Um, it hasn't been very much trouble to flip it at all. If I'm
Got
being
you.
honest.
Got you. Got you.
Land, enchantment, artifact, creature, we've got a ton of those.
Got
we've
you. And
got,
so
we've got
this one
tons.
says you can transform it by paying 4 and tap it in, and you can only activate if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard, which is, they even list them off. There's so many now: artifact, battle, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. Granted, we don't play any planeswalkers, but anything from a fetch land into an enchantment and creature and artifact, nice and simple. Okay,
Mhm.
that's good. Cool.
And it also draws and discard on the front side, which, card filtering, great. It
Exactly.
heals itself. It fixes itself.
Okay.
It does a lot of the things that we want it to do. It's the newest edition and one I'm testing the most.
Okay.
So far, it's been pretty solid.
Okay, I like to hear that. All right, so now we have the good old Free from the Real and the Penman's Aura. Now
Mhm.
keep going. We have, I believe, 1 or 2 more win cons, I'm sure.
We have at least one more. We
Okay.
have, well, I'm gonna call it two, but the second one's a little bit smudgy. We'll talk about Intruder Alarm first. Intruder Alarm plus Kill the Drake, classic.
I love this art, by the way, brother. Oh my gosh, this art is spicy, dude. Talk to me, man. If you played Magic for any duration of time, I've heard so many horror stories about the Intruder Alarm win cons. Talk to me, brother.
Intruder Alarm untaps all of your creatures anytime any creature enters the battlefield.
Yes.
We also have Shrieking Drake, which is a 1 blue, enters the battlefield, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. So Gilded Drake or Shrieking Drake plus Intruder Alarm is just, as long as you have anything that taps for a blue mana, just goes infinite with just those two.
Oh my gosh. And once again, as you all can see, there's so many old cards here. I'm like, there's so many OG cards here. The fact that this is a single blue 1/1 flyer, but literally it doesn't say return another creature you control, or even another creature general. It says return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Very similar to the 4 mana artifact that we see the Animar decks run for its infinite combo. But continue, brother.
Also notably doesn't target. So can't get Deflecting Swat. Interesting to know. Deflecting Swat can interrupt us in other ways, but not that way. But yeah, Intruder Alarm's great. I've played this card as just a Stax piece. I've played against Najeela. If you play this against Najeela and they try to attack, you are gonna untap so many times before they can do combat damage. It's great.
Dude, that's crazy. So give me an example. So basically, if you're able to get this into the battlefield instant speed, you return a creature to the owner's hand, and then with Intruder Alarm on the board, you're able to just, are we using Born Upon the Wind or Emergent Zone to keep casting, or how we keep getting this out at instant speed?
If we have ALAUNDO and one other untapper, because it's only a 1 mana value spell, every time it enters, it'll untap both of them. So the first ALAUNDO activation puts it into exile with 1 time counter, and then when we untap ALAUNDO with our untapper, the second activation will cast it and then untap them both again.
Oh, okay. So it's not that it's infinitely getting cast by ALAUNDO. It's what's it called? It's getting cast at 1 time, but it starts a chain reaction of just multiple Alaundo activations, which will unlock other untappers and so on and so forth at that point, if I'm right.
It does, as long as you have any creature that says tap to untap another target permanent.
Okay.
You'll be able to just keep casting the Shrieking Drake while netting an additional spell every time you do it. Because you're drawing 2 every time you do it.
Got you. And so with this, when it says, my only question is, when it returns the creature you control to the owner's hand, is it returning Shrieking Drake to your hand? And then
yes, you have Shrieking Drake return itself to your hand. That way you can exile it again to Alaundo, so you can recast it again.
And then you go back to the Alaundo's ability where you'll draw a card, then you'll exile a card from your hand. You just re-exile Shrieking Drake from your hand. Okay, this is genius. Oh my gosh, I love this. Keep going.
The last one, we have another old card that you've probably never heard of. Chain Stasis.
Chain Stasis. Okay.
Chain Stasis.
What card type are we?
This is an instant.
Oh.
People have tried this with Bloom Tender and other big mana untap kind of effects in more colors. It's usually Bloom Tender that I've seen it with in like 4 color decks.
Right.
But as long as you have a permanent that taps for 4 mana, you net an untap and a mana every time you do it. So if we have, Sanctum Weaver or a Nykthos, or we're going to butcher the name again.
The Great
As long as we have something that untaps for 4 mana, in this case, the most common one is either Sanctum Weaver or Nykthos.
Gotcha.
Nykthos probably being the easiest to access because we have crop rotation and stuff like that.
Got you. And Nykthos, of course, if you all are not familiar, we have Nykthos Shrine of Nyx, which is a dope untapper. But keep going, brother.
Basically, you copy it every single time, and then once you have infinite mana, you can start choosing Alaundo as the creature that you're untapping, and another just instant speed way to win the game with a 1 mana value instant.
Cool. I love
it. Your creature.
I love it. Cool. So at this point, we've talked about a lot of win cons. It's very much, I'm hearing, we're in an untapped tapping sphere, and also in the realm of infinite mana. But it doesn't seem like you need the infinite mana too much. But what it does seem like, we're in these Simic colors, we need to talk about tutors, because we have to get to these win cons. And so, of course, we have the Alaundo draw effects. But what is our tutor package looking like, brother?
We have a pretty decent tutor package. It's smaller than I would prefer, but because the way Alaundo works, a lot of the X spell green tutors and blue tutors, like Word of Invention, don't work. X is 0 anytime you would cast them off of Alaundo. So we are playing some. We're playing Finale of Devastation.
Okay, makes sense.
But a lot of our tutors are either top deck tutors or to hand tutors. So
okay. So I'm seeing Sylvan Tutor. We have we have Sylvan Tutor, good old top deck tutor. I'm glad I see Transmute Artifact. I was going to ask about this one. So in where we can't run World of Invention, we do have the Transmute Artifact. I'm seeing you running the new Archdruid's Charm. How are you feeling about this one?
The triple green has been tough.
I hear you.
It just does and solves so many things for the deck that I think you have to play it.
I hear what you're saying, especially, I want to hear you talk for a little bit, because for me, I love this card. The theory of it seems great. I just haven't had a deck to play it in yet. But talk to me, brother.
Tutoring any creature or land to the battlefield solves so many problems. You noticed all of our combos usually need something to untap for multiple blue mana, and most of the time it just solves the second half of almost all of our combos.
Yeah, that's real.
That's just the tutor part. The removal spell and the exile target artifact enchantment. If you noticed, we've got a lot of activated abilities of creatures. So Curse Totem, pain. Just pain. Any way to get rid of Curse Totem, fantastic. We love it.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like for me, I was just thinking the One Ring. That was all I need to hear, and I was sold on this card. But you telling me about Curse Totem, I'm seeing I can definitely see how that one card can really hinder the deck. And a lot of times they may not even be trying to target ALAUNDO specifically. You have these monstrous decks like Najila, Kinnan, and a plethora of other creatures, right? Creature decks that are right now running amok in the top meta, and then Curse Totem is just a great way to get around those cards. Because I know for me, I play Curse Totem in my Teferi Temporal Archmage deck purely because, like, look, I don't have any creatures that need to activate abilities. So if it's not hurting me, I'm running it. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely hear you there. Brother. But so for tutors, though, let's keep talking. We got the Arch Jewish Charm. We see the crop rotation. Got any notable targets for that?
We've got a whole bunch of them.
Ooh, talk to me.
We have the previously mentioned Nykthos.
Yep, Nykthos, Shrine
We've
of
got Gaia's Cradle.
Oh, can't go wrong with
include. It. Can't go wrong with Gaia's Cradle. We've also got Manamo, School at Water's Edge. In this case, the alternate version, the Dol Amarath.
Yes.
The Lord of the Rings version.
Yep.
Those are the three most common ones. I have tutored for Cephalid Coliseum before, just to snipe somebody. It was great.
Which one land?
The Threshold, the blue Threshold land, Cephalid Coliseum.
Oh yeah. All day, every day. Big brain play. I like that. Yeah.
I have also tutored for Flooded Grove before. If you already have a Gaia's Cradle in play, Flooded Grove being able to, because we're almost always untapping the land,
right?
Flooded Grove being able to filter that into blue solves that problem for us. It basically turns Gaia's Cradle into a blue producing land.
And I love that because at this point, if you're already making infinite mana or even just a shit ton of green mana, a lot of times it's only one or two blue pips away from really getting the win. So I do love having that utility, even though it only taps for colors by itself. I'm pretty sure in a 2-color deck you can have the green or blue to filter into it. So I do love that.
Yeah.
And we do have a question from Anita in the stream chat right now. Anita is asking, "What does ALAUNDO do?" So you want to go ahead and let us know what ALAUNDO does again, brother?
We give a card not suspend. we draw a card and then we exile a card with time counters equal to its mana value, and then we remove a time counter from each other card we own in exile. If the last time counter is removed, we cast the spell.
For free.
There are some more things I want to talk about with that actual clause, but we can get into that later on. 100%. Just for a better category.
No, 100%. I feel you. Let's finish up these tutors real quick. So we've talked about crop rotation and the many very good tutor targets. I'm seeing here we have Muddle in the Mixture. I love this transmutability. It is tough sometimes, like if you wind up and you have to spend it all in one turn. It's a little tough sometimes, but it still gets the job done correctly. I do love Mystical Tutor. We have Worldly Tutor I'm seeing here. And do we have any other big tutors?
We've got Spellseeker still as well.
Very good. Spellseeker. Yep, right here. Best art as well. This is the best Spellseeker art. Power to the people. I love the sister. Yes, I love Spellseeker. And any other like hidden tutors we got in the deck?
Not particularly. I think those are the primary ones. Like I said, we tutor a lot less than most other cEDH decks, I would say.
I hear you. But honestly, I kind of can see why. I mean, you have, in my opinion, a great card draw engine in the command zone where it not just only draws you a cards and also lets you possibly exile the cards for free and play them for free. Like, it's just with all the untappers, like you're probably drawing enough cards where you don't need too many tutors, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we're either drawing enough cards or there's so much redundancy in the kinds of effects that we need. We don't necessarily need one specific one. That was one of the great things about Vitalized, Dramatic Reversal, and Benefactor's Draft is we don't need one of those. We can have any of them.
Yeah. No, I the repetitiveness, I definitely hear you. So now my question is, what are some other card draw pieces we got in here? Of course, we have ALAUNDO and all the plethora of untappers with it. If I'm looking through, I'm seeing, of course, we'll get to the enchantments. Hopefully I'm seeing the stables there. We talked about it already, the Great Door, correct? And you could hit me with some more card draw effects.
We've got the staples: Mystic, Rhystic, Sylvan Library, the One Ring. We've got the Great Door. We're a great One Ring deck. When we need to untap a thing, we can untap it so many
you
times.
wouldn't say so. You wouldn't say so.
We've got Fairy Mastermind. It's fine. It's not my favorite card draw card. It's just a little inconsistent for my taste.
I hear you.
And we also got Sensei's Top, where
100%.
we can do the thing where we activate the top, untap the top in response, and activate it multiple times just to draw those extra cards we need to in a pinch.
100%. And actually, now that you bring that up, if the audience is not already aware, Sensei's Top actually goes infinite with Dramatic Reversal and Isochron Scepter. If you put all the activations of Sensei's Dividing Top's tap ability on the stack, and in response, untap, activate the Isochron Scepter with the Dramatic Reversal, you can untap Sensei's Top, and as many cards in your library as you want to draw, you just put them on the stack and then let it all resolve. So it's really cool to have a 3-card combo in the deck that completely works even without our commander, which is really powerful. So that's dope, bro.
Yes, and like I said, that works with the One Ring, the Door, and Sensei's Top, all 3 of which can be outlets if we don't have our commander in play.
I love that. That's all I need to hear. I love one of my biggest things I tell people is like, it's great to have a great commander, but it's even better that what's your backup plan when your commander is offline. You know what I'm saying? So having that backup plan, especially with such a good card like the One Ring, is just second to none. Second to none, brother. Second to none. Okay. Do we have any other notable card draw effects?
I think that is most of the.
Okay, of course we got Cephalid Coliseum. We talked about that briefly, but okay. And if you all are not also aware, the Manamo is not just good for untapping its commander. You can also untap the One Ring, which is busted. So that's dope. That's dope, brother. Okay.
Also untaps the Door. Also untaps Agatha's Soul Cauldron.
Oh, bro,
both notable legendary permanents.
Oh, so freaking dope. So freaking dope. Okay. So with that being said, we talked about how we win. We talked about how we get there with some tutors, and we've already covered this massive card draw engine you have. What are some spells and other abilities in this deck that we use to protect ourselves, our board, or our spells in the stack?
We have most all of the normal counter spells that you would see.
Okay.
We're a great counterbalance deck. We reset the top of our library every time.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
We're a great counterbalance deck.
If y'all never played against a counterbalance Sensei's Divining Top, a counterbalance, what is the card game? Talion deck, or even in this case, a counterbalance ALAUNDO deck, you have never felt more dread in your life. This is so freaking like tense when you have that, like, every card you cast, you're wondering is this going to be the one that gets countered? You know what I'm saying? So I love to hear that. And I love the art for this counterbalance as well. Very beautiful. But keep going, brother.
All the normal interactive things. We've got Agatha's Soul Cauldron just to keep ourselves alive against the Underworld Breach decks of the format. We've also got Destiny Spinner as our pseudo Grand Demolisher, if you can call it that. We've got a lot of enchantments that win us the game and creatures that win us the game. So being able to protect both of those is great. And the second ability, sneakily a win condition, an actual way to win the game.
So I'm guessing you just, y'all want to stop me from winning with infinite mana or infinite untaps? We can go creature beats. My gameplay could go long enough. I hear you. You put enough lands on and just, I'm guessing, do they have trample as well, or did they just huge? Yep, trample, haste. Pay 3 in a green. Target land you control becomes an XX elemental creature with trample and haste until the end of turn, where X is the number of champions you control. It's still a land. And so you just beat everybody up every turn. That's freaking crazy, man.
We've got 13 enchantments in the deck, including enchantment creatures. So yeah, absolutely. Hit and face is like a thing that card does. Another sneaky thing, because we're an endurance deck, you can actually loop Archdruid Charm to put every land in your library onto the battlefield. untap them because we're a ton of untappers, and then activate the Destiny Spinners to animate all of your lands, and that's a replacement for Finale of Devastation. Yeah.
That's cracked. Okay. So if I'm hearing correctly, we go so you will cast Archduous Strong, put a land from your hand, from your library into your hand, and then how does it get into the battlefield? Talk to me.
The Archduous Charm puts the land, if it's a land, it goes onto the battlefield tab.
Got you. So the Archduous Charm puts the land into the battlefield, and then you will cast Endurance, shuffle your library back into it, and then at that point, if you already drawn your entire, you already have the capability to draw your deck. You'll draw it again, cast it again. That's cracked.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just like, if because we're not running Thassa's, of course, so this is just a way just to finish the table off if we want to go that direction. That's dope, bro. I know you just got done talking about Destiny Spinner, but I'm not seeing Allosaurus Shepherd. Talk to me about that.
We're in a Bowmasters meta. Allosaurus Shepherd dies so fast every time.
I hear you, dog. Period.
A 2/3 Destiny Spinner for that one extra mana is good, and it's also an enchantment creature, which increases our Sanctum Weaver enchantment count. It's another type for the Great Door. It does a lot of small things.
100%.
We prefer.
Okay, cool. I love that. Talk to me about some other protective spells we got. We got Destiny Spinner, of course. We'll talk about counter spells in a sec, but you got anything else to help protect your board state when you're going for wins and whatnot?
Most frequently, if we're going to get interacted with, we can either win on top of that interaction multiple times, and we just don't have to care about the interaction, or we get stopped. We're Simic. Like, that kind of stuff just happens.
No, that's part of the game. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We do have Legolas's Quick Reflexes as one of the sneakily best cards printed for this. Like, if you were to create a card for this deck, it would have all of these words on it.
If you all are not aware of this card, this is actually one of my favorite green cards ever printed, period. It is Legolas's Quick Reflexes. It is a 1 green mana instant speed spell with split second, and it says untap target creature until end of turn. That creature gains hexproof, reach, and whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature. So just being able to say you can't interact with this, but I have a tapper commander, so I'm going to give my commander reach and hexproof, and I'm going to tap it and kill whatever creature's the problem, as well as get an activation, which is draw a card and put something into not suspend, quote unquote. So that's cracked, bro. I love this for you, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I already love this card already, but this is perfect for your deck. And
this is a 1 mana board wipe almost every time.
Whoa, you're right.
If you have a Feto Alchemist or Seeker of Cyberbrink, it is a 1 mana. Instant speed, 1 mana, only opponent board wipe. Like, it doesn't, it kills all the stuff.
Dude, okay. That's correct.
It's great.
I mean, please, I'm also seeing you have a Spellskite in this deck as well. So in the event that, we don't have the Legolas's Quick Reflexes, please, you're not using your life total. At this point, just 2 life. All right, you want to target my commander? Change target.
Not
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I love this, brother. And so we've already talked about the Destiny Spinner for that counter magic. We have the Spellskite for the redirecting spells or abilities to Spellskite to protect our commander or any other combo pieces. And now we also have Legolas's Quick Reflexes, and we'll talk about counter magic in a second. Do we have any other notable cards to protect our board state or ourselves?
The sneaky one is Agatha's Soul Cauldron.
Giving
our creature either the Spellskite ability or a Ranger Captain of Eos to silence our opponent. Or, Agatha's Soul Cauldron is one of those sneaky cards that does so many little things, again, that it just does a lot of just good stuff for us. It gives an extra counter for if we're about to get Bowmastered for that 1 extra ping.
Yep.
It turns all of our mana dorks. If we have an untapper in our graveyard, we can exile the untapper and just turn our mana dorks into that untapper.
Yep. That's
it just does so many of the little things like that. It's been stellar.
Yeah, man. Like being able, I'm looking at this card, and it's another card that unintentionally just became the backup like became like a card perfectly made for Alaundo, from being able to first of all pump your creatures up, but also say, okay, you killed that creature, not a problem. I'm just going to get it back from my graveyard at instant speed when you try to win, and win on top of that all over again. So that's really great. That's dope, bro. No cap, man. And plus, it's an untapper as well. So you can honestly take as many creatures as you want once you get the untap shenanigans going. That's dope, bro. Cool.
We've stopped many an Underworld Breach with this card. It just does so many of the things that we want to be doing. It's been fantastic.
I love that, brother. All right. So, any other protective pieces that we've seen in the deck so far? Like, we've talked about the key notable ones. Any other ones?
I think that's all of them. Oh, that's quite subtle one. Pemenzora gives the enchanted creature the inability to be targeted by spells or abilities this turn. That's a sneaky one people forget about.
Oh, it gives a shroud. Okay. Do you ever find that shroud affects you because now you can't at that point target your own creature?
In the instances where we're trying to win, we can either win on top of it, or assuming the Pemenzora is enchanted to one of our untapping creatures that we're trying to tap for 2 blue and do it that way. We're not actually targeting the untapper itself, which is what this is enchanted to. So the shroud on it itself doesn't actually stop any of our combos that we're trying to do, because if they're trying to stop the actual combo, they have to do it before the spell resolves.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's just going to be too late, and we can just win over top.
Oh, okay. Understood. And this is just a single blue at this point. Like, come on, that just hold that blue open either for a counterspell or just to give your own creature shroud. So that's amazing. Okay. Yeah. And we briefly went over it, but we also have an amazing suite of counterspells to be your instant speed interaction. So I'm seeing everything from an offer you can't refuse to let's see, Cyclonic Rift. You got a board wipe. Not seeing any other board wipes, but I do see this as a singular board wipe in the deck and single target. We got Fierce Guardianship, Flusterstorm, Force of Negation, and Force of Vigor. I love to see that. Force of Will. Got can't leave home without it. Mental Misstep, Mind Break Trap, Muddle the Mixture, Tutor, and Counterspell. We've already talked about it, but it's really great. Pact of Negation. I cannot believe decks don't run this. And also we have Rapid Hybridization, really good. Swan Song, okay. And of course, we've already talked about the removal potential of Agatha Soul Cauldron. Do we have any other removal or interactive spells that you would like to touch on?
We've got the Boseiju and Aurora down in the database. Notable interactive pieces there. Spellskite again disrupts a lot of small combos. You know, the Kikis of the world.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It does. Those are the big ones. We've got Archua Charm again, an interactive spell. I think that's most of them. Oh, Gilded Drake. Gilded Drake's another great one.
I know, I love this. So then my question for you is, how have you been feeling about Gilded Drake in this current clone meta we've been experiencing?
It's interesting because the times when we want to be Gilded Draking, most people are stealing Alaundo. And if they're stealing Alaundo, like when you're Gilded Draking a creature, you want to be able to use that creature for value. Stealing Alaundo doesn't give anybody else any value. This card is bad on its own.
They're like, bro, like I want to take your commander to stop.
Would you rather take the Alaundo where you can just like tap and not suspend something, or would you rather just steal the Tivit or the Kinnan? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or even the untapper, if they have their own One Ring, they just go for the greed play and like, oh, I'm gonna steal the untapper, and little do they know it's like, please, I have 5 more in my hand, bro. I don't need that one. Yeah. No, I definitely hear that. Okay.
So it does happen, but like as I said, we've got other outlets that we don't necessarily need Alaundo. Gilded Drake by itself is just a great interactive spell. We're stealing a lot of the stuff that either stops us or is solving the problems. We're stealing the Dranith Magistrates of the world, the Lavinia Azorius Renegades, the things that say we can't do the thing.
Yeah, 100%. Oh no, I hear what you're saying. So then my thought is also, it's like, with that being said, we have this great interactive package, but you kind of touched on like a great stacks piece, Dranith Magistrate. And I want to talk about in a second about different things that will, how you navigate stacks, decks and whatever not. But does this deck specifically run any like key stacks pieces or anything that maybe is intentionally to slow your opponents down?
We've got the Mango Horn. We've got Counterbalance, both of which are great at just giving us that just enough time.
Yeah,
because we're never going to be the fastest deck at the table.
right.
But when our things get rolling, boy, do they start rolling.
Right. I love that. Okay.
I almost consider Agatha Soul Cauldron also a stacks piece, just because.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Especially in this deck, since you can untap it multiple turns in a rotation, it really does feel like it, because most people like will play around one Agatha Soul Cauldron's tap. They'll be like, oh, okay, I will, all right, I'm going to try to do this line. I know they're going to Agatha Soul Cauldron, but I can like follow this up with this. But when you have 1, 2, or 3 untappers on board, they're like, okay, my graveyard, there's basically a exile all cards in the graveyard, because everything I target or everything I try to do when it comes to Breach or anything else is just shut down. So I definitely can hear you there when it comes to Agatha Soul Cauldron.
Yeah.
Okay. And
go ahead. We're
bro.
lighter than I wish we were, but Simic just doesn't have those kinds of pieces for this deck. Kinnan gets to cheat on them just because Kinnan gets to do stupid things, but
right.
For the rest of us,
for the common folk,
yeah.
I do hear you, brother. All right, so not too much stacks, but I am seeing a very good sum of ramp is really good. Of course, we'll get to the mana dorks in a seconds, but I am seeing we have the good old Soul Ring, Mox Diamond, we got Mana Vault and Mana Crypt, Lotus Petal, Jewel Lotus, all great things to help get our commander out early. And we also have a Chrome Mox as well. So this is also really good. And in your creatures, I'm seeing a Arbor Elf, 2 colors, so that's fine. We got Birds of Paradise, Elvish Spirit Guide, we got Elvish Mystic, and Findhorn Elves. And I'm guessing, can you use your untappers to as ramp pieces as well, correct?
100%.
Oh,
you just untap your Mana Vault multiple times in a turn. You know.
Right. Oh, that's
correct. Part of what they're here to do.
Good. Okay.
We're playing more Mana Dorks than it looks like.
Got you. Dude, I always forget about how many elves there are that just tap for green, like Elvish Mystic, Findhorn Elves, and Llanowar Elves, just all those craziness. And I'm guessing the redundancy is because the Bowmaster's meta we brought up a little bit earlier, correct?
Yeah. We part of it is we just need those creatures for our intruder alarms, our Isochron Scepters. We need those mana sources on board that we can untap. But yeah, we try and focus more on the creatures because Alaundo does break parity with those creatures to give them haste.
Got you. Oh, that's true. I hear what you're saying. Got you. That makes sense. Okay. And we've already before we really get into a deep dive, and I also want to do some tester hands for you, with you in a second. I'm looking at the loadable land bases. I believe we've already touched on everything, but is there any other notable lands? Like, of course, we see the Gemstone Caverns. Folks, we're playing CEDH. Put a Gemstone Caverns in your deck. And of course, we have the multiplayer land. Seen the Prismatic Vista, so we definitely have some basics. Have 2 forests and a plains and an island in here, so that's cool to know. And anything else you really want to touch on? Any reason for more or less fetches or anything along that line?
Slightly more on the fetches for the Prismatic Vista because of Sylvan Library and Sensei's top. Being able to reset the top of our library has been great.
Gotcha.
Also Counterbalance, like I said, being able to reset the top of our card can often be very, very important.
Okay.
Cephalid Coliseum is the other one I wanted to touch on. That is our instant speed win condition.
Really?
Yeah, our Archdruid's Charm being able to put it back into play, and then our Great Door being able to reactivate the Threshold lets us activate the Cephalid Coliseum Threshold ability and force people to draw 3 and discard 3 through their entire library at instant speed.
Oh my gosh. So this Archdruid's Charm was really, honestly, a game changer for you.
It solves so many little lines and little changes that, yeah, it was big. For sure.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's cracked for me. So man, I'm so happy for you. I ain't gonna cap. Like I don't have a deck to put in this card in yet, but I want to find something so bad because I just want to run it. I don't care if people say it's a trap. I think it's really good. It's just I think it's really only for 1 to 2 color decks. There's no reason to put it in any black decks because they're just better tutors. But if you're in 1 to 2 color, maybe even what is it? Is it Grixis or Gruul? That's black and green.
You're thinking of Jund?
Jund, thank you so much. No, that's black, green, red. Jund is black and red.
Mm-hmm.
What's black?
What's just black green?
Yeah, what's just black green called again?
Golgari.
Thank you, Golgari. I can even see you running this in Golgari because it's another tutor, but this removal, if you're any kind of creature deck, this is busted, man. Cool, man. All right. Are there any? Yeah, nah, please. And I see you have some tags here. Do you have any other notable categories that you would like to touch on?
We haven't even talked about Seedborn Muse yet, right?
Oh, not at all, brother. Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, God. Okay. Talk to me. Let's get to it.
We get to place 2 copies of Seedborn Muse. We've got actual Seedborn Muse, and we've got the sneaky little 2-drop enchantment called Quest for Renewal.
Talk to us.
Whenever a creature you control becomes tapped, we're doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
You put a quest counter on it. If there are 4 more quest counters on it, untap all creatures you control during each other player's untap step. This turns on the same turn almost every turn, almost every game. We turn this on so easy.
Yeah. Wow.
Manadork, Alaundo, Untapper. That's actually just 4 right there.
Oh, because you tap the Manadork to cast it. Oh no, tap Manadork, tap Alaundo, tap an Untapper, and then whatever you untap, you tap as well. And at this point, it's on. Oh, that's cracked. That's actually cracked. Okay. And of course, you also just have the OG Seedborn Muse, and of course, it gets hate, but it's a 4-body. It sucks that it's an all hands on deck kind of card, but it just gets the job done so well, man.
If you untap with it, it's hard to lose.
Yeah. 100%.
Of course,
100%.
Is it? Of course, we're a 1-ring deck. Seedborn Muse plus 1 ring. Busted.
Yep. Win condition. Conversation over. Like, I don't know a better deck. Like, if you can go turn 1 to 2, 1 ring, and turn 2 to 3, Seedborn Muse, even turn 3 to 4 with Seedborn Muse. The turn that Seedborn Muse goes down, if you can go 1 turn rotation around with that 1 ring Seedborn Muse combination, it's honestly GG at that point. It's a great win con. Yeah, dude. Any other groupings you'd like to touch on?
You hit those. Hit the Untappers, hit the Manadorks. I think that's all of them.
Really? Okay.
Those are the primary groups.
Okay. And I love that. Okay. First of all, thank you for having a sideboard. I'm noticing a card or two that I actually was about to ask about. Firstly, Born Upon the Wind and Emergence Zone. We talk about this deck being a big instant speed deck. Talk to me. What's the reason for those exclusions?
We just don't need them. Alaundo enables them already.
Got you.
For the most part, that's usually the biggest reason. Alaundo just kind of does what those cards do, but we're drawing cards while we're doing it.
Understood.
I've had Born Upon a Wind and Emergence Zone in the deck. With the addition of Archdruid's Charm, it's made Emergence Zone just a little bit more awkward. The extra colorless source can sometimes be a thing you have to worry about.
Yep, that makes sense.
Born Upon a Wind is usually free. It's just hard to find a slot for it sometimes.
Yeah. I run it right now in my Marni's Calgar deck, and it's definitely a thing that I love it. And the tip I like that I was told, and I'll reciprocate to the audience, is it's great. It is, especially when you accept at times that, okay, maybe it's not an instant speed win. It's just I'm going to trade this card out for another card to go dig in for whatever I need to dig for, whether it's a counter spell or a top deck tutor, and then go get the counter spell. It's a great card, but see, from what I'm telling you, really don't too much need any more instant speed enabling when your commander already enables it already.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
The commander just does it already.
I hear that. That makes sense. We see that the Carpet of Flowers is out. I'm be honest, I'm not a huge Carpet of Flowers fan. I don't like cards that have the possibility of being dead. They have to be super cracked in order for me to run them in. Carpet being like an extra soul ring every turn is really cool, especially because it's colored mana. But if there's no blue players, which there are a lot of pods right now, there are like no blue players, or the one blue player at the pod is like 4 or 5 colors, and so you're only going to get 1 mana extra every turn, which helps, but it's too conditional for my blood. That's just me. I'm just gonna leave it there. Not running Cavern of Souls. Reason for that exclusion there?
Not specifically. We are running quite a few humans.
Right.
That would be uncounterable, including ALAUNDO himself. But having the colorless source when it's not casting a human, has never felt great for me. Plus, the humans that we are casting, other than ALAUNDO, just aren't counter-worthy. So
I hear that.
You know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna counter my commander, they're gonna counter your commander. But
yeah, it's like
other humans, like, why would you bother countering a Vizier of Tumbling Sands? You know what I mean?
That's real, brother. I hear that. Okay. Flesh Duplicate in the sideboard right now. Are we thinking about adding this in the future and other clones? Because we're not seeing really any clones in the deck right now.
We're not really playing very many clones. Flesh Duplicate is probably the one. We really just can't run Phantasmal Image. We're trying to target our stuff to untap so many times that like we kill it ourselves.
Understood.
We kill so many Phantasmal Images. We just tap our Vizier of Tumbling Sands and kill their Phantasmal Images.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
As for Flesh Duplicate, I've tried it a little bit. It was fine. The fade encounters did come up. We are a grindy deck when we want to be, and I'd rather just have the extra Untapper or Gilded Drake or Mana Dork in that slot.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't abuse, like, everybody plays these clones to copy a Dockside, that kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
what are we gonna do with a bunch of treasures? You know what I mean? Like, we could cast some spells, but I'd rather just cantrip the spells off of ALAUNDO, if that makes sense.
No, that I definitely hear what you're saying. That makes sense. Okay. I'm seeing a Kite Sail Larcenist. This is a really scary removal spell. Like, I've had games where people have put it in their hand off like a Thrasios activation and then just hold this over people's head. Being able to get rid of any artifact or creature on each player's board and turn it into treasure as long as it is on the board. Also being a 2/3 blocker with flying and having ward. Really tough removal spell. Not the hugest fan of it because it's sorcery speed removal, but I'm not too mad about that sideboard inclusion. I'm seeing a Malevolent Hermit. I'm thinking you're more creature combo based, maybe like your enchantment auras, or you want to protect those, but not too like. Is there a reason that you had it in the deck or don't have it in the deck?
It's more just the like loaded gun. Hey, I have this thing that I can pop should you try and go off in the early turns. Like I said, most of what we need is time, and having that just like loaded gun sitting on the board kind of buys us that little bit more time sometimes.
Understood.
Like I said, nobody's really going to counter most of our creatures other than maybe Seedborn Muse.
Yeah.
So the non-creature back half actually does protect us for a lot of things. But it's a 2/1, so it does die to Bowmasters, and I kind of just would rather play a regular counterspell in that slot.
I hear that. That makes sense. And I'm seeing a March of Swirling Mist. Notably, we do only have one board wipe in the deck right now with Cyclonic Rift. Was this your second backup board wipe, even if it's a miniature board wipe for the deck? And if yes, was there a reason for the removal?
I always felt that the phasing out, the things I wanted to be phasing out, the timing on it just always felt off. And we're not the kind of deck that, because we have so many different ways to win that involve so many different zones, there's not really one other than Curse Totem, like Stax piece, that we really care about.
Yes.
March of Swirling Mist, I most of the time found myself rather just like wanting to play like a Pongify, or an actual thing that just gets rid of it forever.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I hear you, brother. That makes sense. Okay. And with that being said, I'm seeing a Resculpt here as well, and a Nature's Claim. These are just more removal spells that like, okay, Nature's Claim, I kind of do feel that, like, when you have Force of Vigor at wide Nature's Claim, like, Freeze, I just love Free. The Resculpt, being able to hit the One Ring, but was there any reason for this removal here?
Archdruid's Charm replaced it.
I was just literally going to ask that, but I was like, I'm going to let... I was literally going to ask that, brother, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to let him tell it to me.
Yeah, that was just the we were playing Resculpt for the longest time. One of the Blue is a lot easier to cast, and it might go in or some other piece of removal that's in the deck, maybe the Rapid Hybridization or something like that.
Right.
Just because Exile is so much better, and I have a 3/5 in the command zone. A 4/4 isn't going to attack me down.
Right. Understood.
So that one's probably one of the ones that is most likely to go back into the deck.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're seeing Noxious Revival. First of all, art is super dope. But that art is so fire. But with not having the Noxious Revival in the deck, is there a reason that we don't have that one?
It's not good graveyard hate.
Hear you. I hear you.
The one upside to Noxious Revival is if we have one of our Isochron Scepter bottoms in our graveyard, Noxious Revival can actually be the bottom to Isochron Scepter, if that makes sense. We can activate the Isochron Scepter, cast the Noxious Revival, put the Dramatic Reversal on top of our library, draw it with ALAUNDO, and then just cast the Dramatic Reversal. Just hard cast. And then
whoa, that's crazy. And this is only because you're only possible because your commander is a draw engine and a caster for free. And if you all forgot already, we are playing ALAUNDO, which it draws a card and does everything it does, but at the very end of that ability, if I remember correctly, it removes a time counter from each other card you own in exile. So once you just cast it off the top of your library, it removes that one time counter and casts it for free. That's really great. Oh, that's great. That's great. Very creative. Very creative.
Again, that's another one that's very close to coming back in. If I do run into decks that I need more graveyard hate, it's probably gonna go back in.
Okay.
So yeah, Noxious Revival, good card, just doesn't quite make it at this current moment in time.
I hear you. We're seeing the Outlander Liberator. We have Artifact and Enchantment removal on the beat stick, and on the back side, it's still more Artifact and Enchantment removal, but it also says every time it attacks, you destroy target Artifact and enchantment defending player controls. For that daytime, nighttime, not a fan of the ability to be day bound and night bound, but we got some reasons for this removal.
Not necessarily. Like I said, if you are in a meta where you need the extra artifact enchant removal, I would probably play this before I would play Nature's Claim, and play Resculpt before I play this. But because we're a deck that gets to play at instant speed so much, we flip it to the backside almost every single turn.
I hear you. Yeah. Oh, I see. And so it won't. I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. Say it again, brother.
Just a meta call. If you need it, play it. It's good.
Okay, cool. I hate to see Veil Summer here, but I'm guessing Legolas's Quick Reflexes was the replacement for this.
Yep, Legolas's Quick Reflexes just does all of the Veil of Summer things, but just a little bit better.
Yeah, even though it does stop, you can use it almost as a silence effects in these non-white decks, which I love for my Tasker deck. I can understand when you have that tapping synergy with your commander. It's so good. So, yeah. Last 3 cards, we're seeing a Root Maze, which we talked a little bit about Stax. Is there a reason we have Root Maze out of the deck?
Currently, it's because we are on so many of the fetch lands. We're playing all of the ones we can, and Prismatic Vista, and having our One Ring and Senseis and Isochron Scepter specifically come in tapped can hurt us. Obviously, we've got so many other ways to win that sometimes we just don't care. But Root Maze is a very powerful tempo play that if there are adjustments that you can make to the deck to make Root Maze worthwhile.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, guessing switch out a couple of fetch lands with which is good old regular lands that don't that can either enter the battlefield and not have to be cracked to get another land. And probably if you get a explosive enough start, you don't mind if you have to take one land at a time or one artifact at a time. So that makes sense. I'm seeing a Seagate Restoration. Talk to me about that.
Seagate Restoration was a card I tried for a long time in place of a basic island, but excuse me, I found that like we're not like it seems like we're a big mana deck, but we're not actually a big mana deck. There are things that I would rather be doing with 7 mana than casting Seagate Restoration.
Right. I hear you.
I found this card to be a trap card unless you're in Kinnan. Like I said, Kinnan just gets to do whatever the hell they want. They make so much stupid mana. But in Alaundo specifically, like activating Alaundo 7 times to cast this, like not a good return on investment.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
I hear you.
It just became a basic island at that point.
Oh yeah, especially with, they're always, people are playing Atali, people are playing these red decks that you will and can see blood moons, and so knowing that you can still cast your counter spells or any other spells you want to is powerful. Okay. Yeah. And the last one, Umbral Mantle, very much known as a combo piece in many decks. We're not seeing it in the deck, but we're seeing it in the 99. I mean, we're not seeing it in the deck, but we're seeing it in the sideboard. Talk to me about this one.
It's a 3 mana equipment, and I know we're playing Illusionist Bracers, but Illusionist Bracers requires no mana investment to get going.
Okay.
Umbral Mantle means you need to untap for 4 if you want a net mana, or 3 if you just want to give something +2/+2, which, Umbral Mantle can be a win condition for sure. Equip 0 is great. I just found that a lot of our combos we can just play for value. Like I've enchanted Alaundo with a Freed from the Real before and just like tapped 6 blue and activated 6 times.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
You can just play these cards for value even if you don't want a combo. But Umbral Mantle doesn't do that nearly as efficiently as a lot of the other spells that we're already playing.
I hear you. That makes sense. Okay. Very understandable sideboard here. It's nothing I'm really beating up about. Yeah, the biggest ones for me was the Born Upon Emergent Zone, but both like having to run a colorless land, and even more like having to run extra instant speed when your commander already enables instant speed in the command zone. Very understandable. Personally, would like to see more board wipes, but honestly, you don't want to wipe the board when you're so creature based. So that's actually even more understandable. On top of that,
there's also just not that many good ones.
Yeah, especially in Simic
colors. We don't have black. We don't get the Toxic Deluges.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it's like I said, but Legolas's Quick Reflexes is just a board wipe so often.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's true. Okay, never mind.
We got Cyclip and Legolas's Quick Reflexes. I count those.
Okay. All right, we got 2 board wipes, folks. We got 2 board wipes. The only cards I feel like we really didn't too much get to talk about is a couple of untap effects. We have Loreth of the Healing House. We have Kiora's Follower, and I think those and of course we briefly talked about Vizier of Tumbling Sands, a channel ability to untap target permanent, a channel ability to discard this card and draw a card. Really cool. And when it becomes when you cycle it, you get to untap target permanent. So whether it's your own land or you have to untap a land of your opponents, you can free up some interaction to stop a win attempt. Let's see, we've talked about already Mobilizer. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Mobilize. Untap all your creatures. Very similar, if not the exact same as Vitalize.
It is just sorcery speed, which means it can't be a bottom to Isochron Scepter, but still just 1 mana, untap all your stuff. Great.
Yeah, and let's see. I think we pretty much touched on everything, brother. Like, very good, very great deck in my opinion. I've got the chance to play against it. It scared the bejesus out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I probably overanalyzed it when we played against last time, but it was definitely a thing where even knowing it now, I don't feel bad as much because, man, it's the crazy possibilities of this deck is so awesome. So if this is something you all are interested in, please check this out. Right now, he have it, the Kid Martian 1 on Moxfield. I'll also have the link in the bio. Alaundo's Carnival stand, no bad cards, and he also has another list that if you're interested in, you want something a little less grindy and a little more turbo, we have a Hermit Druid variation to this list. So if that's something you're interested in and you all really want to see it, drop down the comment section or spam the chat in Twitch and let me know, and I'll bring on Martian the Kid again and we can just run it back, but for the Hermit Druid list. But with that said, we are going to get into some gameplay, and I just want to say thank you all for being amazing. and thank you all for being great. This is TTC, aka the Thunder Conductor. If you love what we're doing, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, and also I want you to follow and make sure you have the notification bells on Twitch and YouTube. If you love what we're doing and you want to be able to support us even deeper, though, make sure you check us out on our Discord just to join the community and join the conversation. We also have a Patreon that allows you to have deeper access to the Discord, allows you to submit your deck list to be reviewed by moi. You also get to submit questions to me if you just want to know things about my personal life or about other things that comes to Magic the Gathering and my perspective on them. And lastly, we also just get the opportunity to get shout out on live. Like right now, shout out to our Patreon subscriber, Dre. You are the man and you keep the lights on the way you don't know. Also, if you don't know about, we have the ThunderConductor proxies, allow me to increase access to this amazing format that I call cEDH. And lastly, if you just say, TTC, I don't care about proxies, I don't care about Discord or Patreon, I just want to say one time for the fun time, I love what you do and I would respect it. I want to support you one time. Go and buy me a coffee, link in the bio, quick and simple, gets the job done. But with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Be great. Peace.